Your one click on the subscribe button makes a huge difference. Thank you for your kind support.
The X-90 device in Desert Dawn serves as a critical plot element that connects Luke Easton's troubled past with the present investigation. Early in the film, when Luke investigates his first case as the newly appointed sheriff, Agent Reed discovers this mysterious device at Baron Kresman's death scene. What initially appears to be a suicide becomes much more complicated when Reed shows Luke the small electronic device and asks, "X-90? Do you know it?" In that moment, Luke's expression changes subtly. A mixture of recognition and dread crosses his face before he quickly responds, "No," clearly lying to conceal his knowledge. The X-90 appears to be a specialized tracking or communication device used exclusively in human trafficking operations. Fernando Carrillo's cartel organization used these devices to monitor the movements of women being trafficked across the border and throughout the region. Each woman in Fernando's operation was required to carry one, making it impossible for them to escape without being located. The significance of finding this device at Kresman's death scene immediately suggests to Luke that Kresman was involved with the trafficking ring, though he keeps this knowledge to himself. Luke recognizes the X-90 because of his sister Sara's disappearance. During the 3,785 days Luke was away from his hometown, Sara had become entrapped in Fernando's trafficking operation. When she attempted to escape with Kresman, they would have needed to dispose of the X-90 to avoid being tracked. The presence of this device at Kresman's death scene essentially confirms to Luke that his sister's disappearance was connected to human trafficking, though he's not ready to reveal this connection to others. As the film progresses, we learn that these X-90 devices were part of an elaborate system Fernando's organization used to control their victims. Each woman was tracked 24/7, with alerts sent if they deviated from assigned locations. When Sara discovered the true extent of Fernando's operation, she became a liability because she knew too much about how the tracking system worked and could potentially expose it to authorities. The X-90 also represents the technological sophistication of modern cartel operations. In one revealing scene, Fernando boasts about his import-export business, requiring certain tools to cross borders and fix things. The X-90 is one such tool, small enough to be concealed but powerful enough to maintain control over multiple victims across a wide geographic area. Luke's immediate recognition of the device suggests he may have encountered these devices before, perhaps during his time away from town. His background is deliberately kept vague in the early portions of the film, but hints are dropped that he may have worked in law enforcement elsewhere or had previous encounters with trafficking operations. This explains his expertise and why he was chosen to return as sheriff despite his troubled past. When Barnes eventually confronts Luke near the film's climax, he mentions that he arranged for Sara to be trafficked when Luke left town. This confirms that the X-90 found at Kresman's crime scene was indeed connected to Sara's fate. Luke's recognition of the device was the first hint to viewers that he had personal stakes in this investigation beyond simply doing his job as the new sheriff. The X-90 device serves as both a literal plot device and a symbolic representation of control and captivity throughout Desert Dawn. For the women trapped in Fernando's operation, it represents their invisible prison. For Luke, it becomes the first tangible link to his sister's disappearance, and the catalyst that drives his determination to uncover the truth, regardless of where it leads. By the film's conclusion, when Luke and Cheyenne decide to leave town with the money, the absence of any mention of the X-90 suggests a freedom from the past. They are no longer being tracked or controlled by the forces that once dominated their lives. In this way, the X-90 device comes full circle as a symbol of both confinement and, in its absence, liberation. Luke's initial lie about recognizing the X-90 device sets up one of the film's central themes: the secrets people keep and how the past inevitably resurfaces. His instinct to conceal his knowledge reveals his wariness and strategic thinking, traits that ultimately help him navigate the dangerous web of corruption and cartel influence that has overtaken his hometown during his absence.